Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. In today's video we are going to be servicing the new grain truck. We got to do a full service, differentials, transmission, fluid changes, oil changes in the engine, adjust brakes, fuel filters, coolant filters, all that. So it's going to be a jam-packed day of getting this thing ready for this fall. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, to do so. It's free and it helps us out a lot. We are just shy of 100,000 subscribers. Let's hit that milestone together. And for those of you that already have, thank you very much. But anyways, let's get into the video. Hope you enjoy it. All right, we're gonna get the truck warming up. In the meantime, I'm gonna get all my tools and oil together so that when we pull it in front of the shop here, we can just get at the service. All right, we have a pile of tools and oil here and catch containers for the waste oil. I got all the filters in the truck. I stored them in there. We're gonna hop in that thing and take it for a quick little drive, warm everything up so it runs out nice and easier. Got the oil draining. It's got a really nice valve on the oil pan. As you can see, I found out how far it shoots. That oil is black. It definitely is in need of a service, but that's why we're here. That's why we're doing it. I also found something else here I could fix. I got a crack I gotta weld up here. It's happening. We're gonna get her all serviced up. While we're waiting for the oil to drain, I wanna let you guys know to check out GierokFarms.com. That's our very own website. We got some of these awesome hats on there. We just released some new ones. This one's a new one with the charcoal gray and the red. A really sharp looking hat, along with some stocking caps for winter. So go check us out, GierokFarms.com.
Well, looks like everything's normal. We got some oil spilt. You ain't changing oil if you don't spill anything. Well, that's a big turbo on there. Man, that's a big block in there. This truck would look mean without the hood on. Well, that's a big filter.
So we've already pulled out 8-9 gallons of oil, and then Dad here, he's criticizing me for changing out my air filter here. He thinks this has got plenty of life left in it.
Well, I think a lot of it is if it doesn't have to go into dust. You can see some corn husk stuck up in there, but
yeah, the date on it was for 15, so we're gonna change it.
I mean, it's time, but that's just it. The tractors are in there. Fine dust, that's gonna make a huge difference. It can't be cheap as like it used to be. It used to make sense to switch stuff out.
Yeah, it ain't cheap to service a truck, that's for sure.
What is this here now? The air goes down through here.
There is all you got.
Up on the hood there. There ain't a lot to them. It's just to make it look good.
A lot of fiberglass.
This is the way the Johnnies should be too, where you get these big flip-up hoods and not all this taking bolts out to get in there.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the way to get to that engine. Isn't that a big block in there?
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
That's crazy. I think we're gonna get.
I think you got a lot of life on that motor.
Hoping so. It's a pretty common motor too, so if we do have problems, I'm not too worried.
So what do we
about
got here? The fill hole and a dipstick?
Yep.
Dipstick with the fill. A pretty thick frame on there.
Yep.
It'd be fun to drive. Okay. Hold that little tail there. Why don't we just pump it in here? What was on there? Fishing.
All right, Dad's getting fresh oil in it, fresh engine oil. We probably took 12 gallons out, so we'll see what it takes after 10. I'm working on other filters here, pulling a fuel filter off right now. It's only got one fuel filter.
Clear them out of them now so I don't get them mixed up, but that one is...
Get ready.
Now hold it shut, get a glove or something. Okay, looks like you lost me a couple gallons here.
All right, we got that coolant filter on. Made a mess doing it, but we got it. I'm gonna drain the air so we can change the air dryer, and Dad, he's changing power steering right now. So.
I can get in there, but I see here there's a drain. You weren't gonna drain that.
No, I didn't plan on it. It should be good yet. It's just, yeah, it looks nice yet. That's pretty red ATF. It's a good thing we're changing this air dryer filter. This keeps the air dry. It's an air dryer. And that keeps the water and the gunk out of the rest of your air system, which is pretty important because your brakes and everything run off of that. And she's pretty dirty and full of water, so I have seen it blow water out of there, so I think the air dryer itself still works, the bottom half. But I'm sure the filter is plumb full. It feels super heavy, so. All right, I think we have all the filters done up front. Now it's time to change the transmission and the differentials. We ain't got a big long check stand there.
Gonna drop them people in there.
Some yummy stuff. Definitely needed to be changed. We get our pump set up here so we can pump new oil in.
Ain't no 5 gallons in there.
Alright, stop. I'm gonna put our bottom in now. I'm gonna get me a rag. I want to clean this plug off first.
Well, you got, yeah, it's pretty close. It probably was a little low to start with. You supposed to read today?
Yeah, I think later it is. That ain't coming. Put a little Lucas with the 8090. Alright, we're moving right along here. We got both the rear differentials changed. While I was doing that, Dad, he started in on the grease job. He's made it probably halfway here and then he had to head out. I'm gonna transition to the transmission here. We're using a little less oil than I thought, which is okay. That'll be nice to have an extra pail of each on hand in case we spring a leak or something. Even like the 8090 will work in the tractor differentials and the 1540 will work in any of the motors, the big diesel motors here on the farm. So anyways, let's crawl under there and let you guys see what kind of yucky mess we're dealing with coming out of that transmission. That did not look the best. That's definitely gonna get some Lucas too. Just trying to prolong the life of this older stuff and keep everything lubricated. We gotta get our money's worth out of this truck here, and in my opinion, oil is a cheap way to extend the life of your equipment. got Mason running to grab a little bit of coolant. With our spill, we didn't quite have enough coolant here in the shop to refill that. That's okay. It'll be good to know we got some newer coolant in it. Got the box jacked up and secured in the back there so she doesn't settle on us. We'll be able to finish the grease job now. I'm gonna change the oil out in these hubs here on the tags and the steers, especially while Mason's already running to town. Then if we need some gasket maker to put them covers back on, if I can't get them to drain through the plug, then he'll already be in town. So I better get moving on that in case we need it. Good thing we're changing them. That is some sludge. It kind of looks like one of the last owners might have just thrown a bunch of grease in there. But we're gonna change that out just for some heavy oil with some Lucas. So we found more work to do, but that's okay. I want to do it now. That way we're set up and ready for the years to come here. All right, things are moving right along here. I still have to adjust the brakes. Mason, he's de-lettering the truck, getting that old logo off of there. We ended up pulling both the caps off here for the tags, put new oil in. The fronts, I just tried scooping some of that sludge out of there. I didn't want to have to mess around trying to reseal these caps, but we got some new oil in there. Yeah, so CB and adjust brakes and then a bit of a wash, and that's what's left on the list as of right now. So gotta keep moving. Alright, I've adjusted all the brakes. Mason, he's airing the truck up here now. We tested the back axle. I was watching that work, but we're building the air back up, and he's gonna apply the brakes here for the next couple, and I'll watch him work, make sure everything's moving yet. One of the rears was backed way off, so hopefully it wasn't backed way off for a reason. We'll find out once we start going down the road with it, but stuff to keep an eye on. He's about halfway through the radio job. He's found power. He's just running wires now. Press the pedal. I ain't got the tag working. Let the tags down, maybe? Press the pedal. Let go. Press. Let go. Press the pedal. Let go. Press the pedal. Let go. All the brakes are adjusted, except the tags aren't working, so I'll have to look into that here before fall and figure out why the tags aren't hooked up. So okay, I just wired in the CB. Both are knobs down in here. Those are actually in the truck already, meant for a CB radio, but I just put on two little, one of those ring connectors that hook onto the wires. I had to clip them because those tabs don't completely out to go on to those knobs on there, but it's on now. Who knows how much of these wires I'm actually going to try to hide. It's easily taken on and taken off, but now I got to mount the actual CB here. It looks like they already had a mount from the last guy who had one in here, but hopefully our mounts line up pretty decent to where we don't have to drill any new holes. Never seen me. That's a peppermint. Yeah. we got the service done on it. We got the radio put in, stickers are off. I gotta get some of those ordered. We're still waiting on some of the licensing and things like that, but that should be here any day now. Now we're gonna wash some of this oil off here, so then we can have a somewhat fresh start. Ready for another 1,000,000 miles. I don't know how many miles are on it. The tach doesn't work, but I'm sure it's over 500,000. Anyways, we got her all cleaned up and serviced. I'm very happy with where this truck is at here going into fall. We're gonna try to avoid having to stick any more money into it, but it's nice to know that we did all the simple preventative stuff and that she's up to snuff when it comes to that. Thank you all for coming along with the journey. Remember, leave some comments down below. By no means am I an expert. I'm learning along with all of you watching. So leave your comments, share the video with your friends, like it if you enjoyed it. Check us out at GierokFarms.com. Like I said, we got some of these new hats on there. And anyways, stay tuned for what's to come this fall. We got a lot going on this fall, more crops to harvest. So appreciate you all being part of the journey. We will see you all next time.